Greetings, today is Saturday, June 29, 2024. This is meteorologist Ruben Garcia. At the time of recording this video, it is 6 a.m. in the region of the Lesser Antilles, where preparation should be underway for the impact of the dangerous Hurricane Beryl, which will be approaching the region during the hours of Monday, especially for the islands of Martinique, Dominica, St. Vincent, and the Grenadines, and Barbados. Unfortunately, this area will not only be impacted by a tropical cyclone, but another tropical wave could develop into a hurricane and pass through the region by the end of next week. So, we are possibly talking about two impacts in less than a week. In this video, we will discuss the changes in the forecast trajectory and intensity since, in the medium term, Tropical Storm Beryl is expected to affect parts of Haiti, Cuba, and Jamaica. Let's then take a closer look at the infrared satellite image where we can clearly see Tropical Storm Beryl, which continues to organize and strengthen under abnormally favorable conditions for this time of year. Unfortunately, these favorable conditions will continue, allowing it to strengthen further, and it is now projected to reach the Lesser Antilles as a strong Category 2 hurricane, very close to Category 3, which cannot be ruled out at this time. In the infrared satellite animation, we can see a much more organized system that has developed a strong band around the circulation center, indicating it continues to strengthen and poses a serious threat to the islands south of the Lesser Antilles. In terms of the forecast trajectory, there have been no significant changes. It is projected to continue moving west-northwest for at least the next 4 days, which will bring the circulation center over Barbados on Monday morning, over St. Lucia, St. Vincent and the Grenadines on Monday afternoon, and eventually passing south of Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands and south of the Dominican Republic. For now, the expected effects in these areas will be indirect. The outlook is different for parts of western Haiti, eastern Cuba and especially Jamaica, as it is projected to pass through this region as a Category 1 hurricane, causing some direct effects on Wednesday and Thursday of next week. In the long term, the Yucatán Peninsula, Belize, western Cuba, and the Cayman Islands should pay attention as it is projected to move over the waters of the western Caribbean Sea by the end of the week. Additionally, intensity forecasts continue to project rapid strengthening, and in fact, some indicate that it could reach Category 1 hurricane status as early as Sunday morning. So, when approaching the Lesser Antilles, it could arrive as a Category 2 or Category 3 hurricane, and when moving over the eastern Caribbean Sea, some wind shear could affect the circulation and weaken it to a Category 1 hurricane as it approaches Haiti and Jamaica. As I mentioned, the highest risk today is for the islands south of the Lesser Antilles, where preparations should be made for a major hurricane. Let's look at the official forecast from the National Hurricane Center, updated at 5 a.m. today. A hurricane watch has been issued for Barbados, and hurricane effects are expected to begin on Monday morning. It will then cross over St. Vincent and the Grenadines and St. Lucia on Monday afternoon, around midday, as a Category 2 hurricane while continuing its west-northwest trajectory, passing about 300 miles south of Puerto Rico on Tuesday morning, and 300 kilometers south of the Dominican Republic on Tuesday night. However, the southwestern corner of the Dominican Republic remains within the cone of uncertainty, so please continue to pay attention to any changes in the forecast, even though we have high confidence that the trajectory will be toward Jamaica. Similarly, southwestern Haiti is also at risk from this hurricane, although it is currently projected to pass as a Category 1 hurricane. In the long term, Cuba, the Yucatán Peninsula, Belize, and the Cayman Islands should remain alert, as it is challenging to know the exact path and intensity beyond 5 days. Let's now look at the latest projections from the global models, but before that, I would like to invite you to subscribe to my channel. Go to the bottom of the video, click the red button that says subscribe, and then click the bell to receive notifications when I upload new videos. First, let's look at the GFS model projection. On Monday morning, it has Hurricane Beryl as a Category 2 hurricane directly affecting Barbados, St. Lucia, and St. Vincent and the Grenadines. On Monday afternoon and evening, it will begin to move away from the region, passing closest to the south of Puerto Rico on Tuesday morning, while starting to weaken due to wind shear from the west. It will then pass south of the Dominican Republic and eventually reach Jamaica, possibly as a Category 1 hurricane, around midday Wednesday. Additionally, the second tropical wave is also approaching Barbados on Wednesday afternoon, possibly as a Category 1 hurricane. If formed, it will likely be named Hurricane Chris. By Thursday, potential Hurricane Chris will move 200 miles south of Puerto Rico, while Hurricane Beryl moves near the southern coast of Cuba. In 5 to 6 days, the GFS model shows Hurricane Beryl threatening western Cuba, the Cayman Islands, and the Yucatán Peninsula, while potential Hurricane Chris threatens the Dominican Republic and Haiti on Thursday night. So it will be a challenging week, and everyone in the Caribbean should stay alert to its evolution, including our followers in Central America and the Yucatán Peninsula. Now, let's compare this with the European model projection. Here, We have a tropical storm passing over Barbados on Monday morning, but I must say that the European model is not handling the intensity forecast well, so this projection of its being a tropical storm is likely incorrect. Like the GFS model, it shows it passing over St. Lucia, St. Vincent, and the Grenadines, and eventually moving away to the south of Puerto Rico on Monday night or Tuesday morning, passing south of the Dominican Republic on Tuesday night, and approaching Jamaica on Wednesday morning. Additionally, potential tropical storm Chris or Hurricane Chris is also approaching Barbados and the southern Lesser Antilles on Wednesday night or Thursday morning. The European model shows that tropical Storm Beryl or Hurricane Beryl could pass very close to the coast of Honduras by the end of next week, although the probability of this happening is low due to the strong consensus that it will move closer to Cuba and the Cayman Islands. Nevertheless, it is something we will continue to monitor closely. Looking at the American model members, the majority agree with the operational model's projections, generally a trajectory over the southern Lesser Antilles and south of Puerto Rico and the Dominican Republic. Only a few members show this cyclone passing closer to Puerto Rico and the Dominican Republic. For it to pass near or over Puerto Rico and the Dominican Republic, the center would need to pass significantly north of Barbados, which we currently rule out since there is high confidence that it will remain more west or west-northwest. The GFS members also see the potential tropical storm Chris or Hurricane Chris approaching the Lesser Antilles. Meanwhile, the European model members have a strong consensus on a trajectory similar to that of the National Hurricane Center, and also show a strong signal of the next tropical storm or hurricane moving through the region by the end of this week. Let's now look at the projected wind gusts according to the GFS model. Wind gusts of over 120 or 130 km per hour could affect Barbados on Monday morning associated with Hurricane Beryl. Wind gusts of up to 180 or 190 km per hour could affect St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and hurricane-force winds could also affect St. Lucia. Further north, between Guadeloupe and Dominica, tropical storm-force winds of 40 to 70 km per hour could be reported on Monday morning under this projection. Hurricane Beryl should maintain a trajectory south of Puerto Rico, so tropical storm winds are not expected to affect the island. Similarly, tropical storm winds are not anticipated to affect the Dominican Republic. In the final part of this animation, we can also potentially see tropical storm Chris or Hurricane Chris moving through the same region of the Lesser Antilles, possibly as a Category 1 or 2 hurricane between Wednesday and Thursday next week. It is important for residents of the Lesser Antilles to prepare for the impact of 2 cyclones, the first being Hurricane Beryl, which could arrive as a major hurricane this Monday, followed by another tropical cyclone or potentially Hurricane Chris by Thursday and Friday. It will be a challenging situation for our followers in the islands south of the Lesser Antilles. Finally, let's look at the accumulated rainfall projection from the GFS model. It is projecting 350 to 200 millimeters of accumulated rainfall, especially between Monday and Wednesday. Significant flooding could occur across Barbados, Dominica, St. Vincent, and the Grenadines, with some rainfall in Trinidad and Tobago between 75 to 100 millimeters. The outer bands of future Hurricane Beryl could leave rainfall accumulations of 50 to 75 millimeters from Guadeloupe to Dominica, with some rainfall expected for eastern Puerto Rico and the Dominican Republic, with accumulations of 2 to 3 inches for Puerto Rico, and between 50 to 70 millimeters for eastern Dominican Republic. That's all for this update. I will update the forecast again this afternoon to discuss any changes in the coming hours. For now, goodbye, and have an excellent day.